good evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. So I was just laying in bed, trying to go to sleep. I think it's like 2 a.m. And one of the prices I've learned that you pay when you start following the All-Father is sleepless evenings. Perhaps it's the madness. But I find that my mind never shuts up anymore. It never stops thinking about this, about what we're doing. And I felt compelled to make myself a cup of tea, settle my mind, but also share with you what I was thinking. Just because I want you to know what my dreams are. And I want you to know how determined I am that seeing this heathen, pagan, Norse pagan, Tyrsdottir, whatever you want to call it, seeing this community grow, seeing the folk expand and the gods worshipped again, it's my life. I mean, I do not joke when I have very few oaths to gods or anyone, and one of my oaths is to Odin, and this is my life, and I'm happy it is. I mean, I know this is amazing. I mean, I was just sitting there thinking, I never saw people posting about their pagan journeys. And I try my best not to be self-serving or, self-building, because really I don't see this as about me. I see it as about our community. But truly, when I was doing my research before I started the Wisdom of Odin, I saw very few videos about people's journeys with the gods, about their personal experiences with the gods. And again, it's hard for me to sit down and be like, well, I feel like I may, encourage people to do this, but I have, I have encouraged people to share their journeys and share their sagas. And shoot, I could probably name, over a dozen YouTube channels that have been started in reaction to what I've been doing. And it's like, and I don't want to take credit from those people, because, a lot of those people are really close friends, such as Tara and Tyrsdottir and her YouTube page, and the Norse Path, and the Seeker of Wisdom, Heathen, Heathen Healer, and her, channel about, raising kids in a heathen household, She-Bear 93, there's more, and I can't remember them all at this point. But it's so exciting to see people share their journeys finally, because that's all I'm trying to do, is share my journey and my experience with the gods. And that was just such an exciting thought, and that's what was keeping me awake. It's like we're seeing more and more people finally share their stories. And I was like, I don't remember seeing that before. And I really do think we're at this time of awakening. I mean, this is different. It's so... And for anyone who's new, that is new to the faith, you're coming in at a really great time. Take a drink of tea. Oh, that's hot. You're coming in at a really great time, because the heathen awakening, pagan awakening, again, it's whatever. I don't, maybe that's a big takeaway from this video. I really don't care about your label. I don't really care if you're also true pagan, heathen, whatever. What matters to me is the gods, the folk, and the spirits. And that's hard to put into one term, so I usually just say pagan. I don't really care, if the Norse gods are your gods, and if you're this community is your community, great, welcome. Honor your gods, honor your folk, honor your spirits. Welcome. That's it. It's great. The hall is closer than expected. I'll be talking about it a little bit more in a live stream with Patreon. If you're one of my Patreon members, we'll be talking about that. But the hall is close. I'm not saying it's next year, but I was messaging somebody today that this year is the planning year. 2020, I'm planning. I'm sitting on that mountain ridge, looking over the valley and envisioning what's going to happen next. And 2021 is when everything starts to unfold, because 2021 is when I move to where the hall is going to be. Because that is how my life is set up right now. By the end of 2020, I'm getting rid of my debts, I'm saving money, and I'm preparing my portfolio to move. And part of my plan this year, before, this whole business, the world right now happened, my plan was to travel around the country and actually see where I wanted to put the hall, where I wanted to, be like, this is it, this is the land. And I've been looking up land prices, and, I've been speaking to people about how much it's going to cost and things like that. I'm in talks with people, that also are interested in building it. But a part of it's always going to be, or is where the gods are going to lead me, are going to lead us. Because that's something it's like I've always trusted in. Like, we can do all this planning we want, but really there's going to be a part of us that always needs to say, where are the gods telling us to go? Please don't be Kentucky. I really don't want it to be here in Kentucky. Oh, I don't want to get stuck here. I like Kentucky. It's beautiful, but let me move out west. I want to go west. But I really want you to know that things are in the works. It's not like I'm just spewing nonsense like, the hall's going to happen one day, because it's definitely going to happen. That it's my life mission, because right now I work as a media director. It's my first true out-of-college job. Besides restaurant work, I've done freelance photography, and now I'm a media director. So I shoot, car commercials and take photos and stuff. And it's a fine job, but it's given me a great portfolio, and it's also given me the time to work on the wisdom of Odin. So my next job will be a huge step up, and that next job is also going to be where the hall is. And basically, after I build, my vision is to build a tiny home, like a tiny house, or buy a tiny house, and basically spend most of my money on the land, and then have my house on the land as well. Hopefully find, Mrs. the Wisdom of Odin while I'm out at West or wherever. I figured, the gods will take care of me, I hope. Because, I do want a family, but that's my personal life. We'll get there. But, yeah, I've looked at land. I was looking at one the other day. And I'll talk more about this in the live stream, but I don't want to get too much into it. But, that's what I get for talking at 2:00 or whatever it is in the morning. But that's why you're here, that you wanted to listen to me ramble, I hope, because I have a lot of things going on and I want to share them. But I saw a piece of land, in Washington. It was $120,000, which is nothing for land. And it was like 30 miles from Seattle and had like 30 acres or something like that. And it had like views of a mountain. I'm sitting here like, sold. Hall's going there. I don't want to say it's going to go Pacific Northwest, but I'm aiming Pacific Northwest. I'm still going to travel around as best I can. Minnesota's on the mind. North Carolina, potentially. Again, a lot of it does depend on where I can get a job. Because I do still need to work. Hopefully the hall one day, one way or another, will be able to fund me just facilitating the pagan experience, but right now, I would say we're years away from that. Focus on building the hall, getting it done, and then we can worry about those things. Regardless, I'm going to need a job. I'm going to need a media job, and those aren't everywhere, so I do have to be considerate of that. I don't know, but man, I don't want this video to go too long. I'm sure, actually, you're probably more than okay with me, like, spilling the beans on a lot of the stuff I'm hiding. Because, I'm hiding stuff. There's things you don't know. And it's not like you guys are interrogating me. I'm just speaking in the middle of the night in front of a camera. But I hope you enjoyed this time. I just wanted to, share some of the things that are on my mind. Because, one, I am so proud of this community. I'm so honored to be a part of it. I'm so honored to see our lives change. I cannot tell you how many messages I get every day. It is countless and endless, and that's slightly terrifying, but also amazing, because I get people that message me all the time like, the gods have awoken me. The gods are leading me in this new direction. Thank you for helping me. And it's so magical to hear all these stories. And I wish I could share every single one of them, but just know I get so many. People are waking up to the old gods every single day, and I'm so happy to see it. 2, the hall is happening. This is my life, and I need you to understand that I will not stop until I see that hall built, and then hopefully keep going. But step 1, get that hall built. Step 2, find Mrs. Wisdom of Odin. But that's personal. Step 3, the third thing I want you to know from this is this has grown so fast. And I'm, one, honored. But two, remember, the wisdom of Odin as it is hasn't even been around for a year. It won't be a year until June 21st or 22nd, something like that. Huh, interesting. And then the wisdom of Odin YouTube isn't a year old until August. And look how far we've come. I can't even tell you how many experiences I've had with the gods, with you, with everyone. And of course we had the gathering, our first gathering within a year. Truly amazing things are happening. But okay, yeah, I see this video is at like 10 minutes and 40 seconds, and we'll see how long it is after editing. So I'm going to end it. I just wanted you to hear my rambles and know what was on my mind of madness. But wherever you are in your stage in the journey with the gods, no matter if you call yourself heathen, pagan, Asatru, Norse pagan, it doesn't matter. As long as you keep the gods in your heart, the folk close to your heart as well, and you remember to honor your spirits, that's all I care about. And know you're not alone. And there are more of us every single day. So until the hall, Skal. Also, let me know if you like this style of video, because I don't know, I just felt compelled to make a video tonight and have no production quality and light some freaking candles and tell you about my thoughts and dreams. So yeah, tell me if you like this or not. Trying something new. Yeah. All right, see you in the next one.